Hi, I'm Victoria Duto. I am a writer. I live in Bucharest in Romania, and I want to share with you, to show you some ideas about my books. And the question is, how do I write my books? And I try to read some ideas because I have here in the front of my eyes my computer, and I wrote some ideas. One, I tried to instill in the hearts of my characters a thirst of the infinity, for eternity, for something that not die, for something that is eternal and unchangeable, for something that is always perceived at the level of our consciousness. It is that something that can only be perceived and experienced in the deepest layer of our inner self, which can never be brought outside, always remaining closed within itself. What we experience there is only drawn out by the tear of loneliness in the form of a question without an answer. 2. I have created a character who chooses differently, who puts himself at the center, but he does this only to be able to surround himself with his loved ones. He wholeheartedly wants to help them grow and then grow himself together with them. It is a form of choice that does not exclude others. He knows that both he and others are like stars in the sky of consciousness, arranging themselves in obedience to the form of those words that cannot be extinguished and that are always heard from one historical moment to another. It is a well that always provides water to those who want to sheep the light from God's hands. 3. I have created two characters who duel with each other and argue in a form of battles of ideas. They always revolve around the same center, which is the word of the who created the world, that is God. 4. When I think about writing a book, the first thing that comes to mind is an idea. The idea arises from a feeling that I experience intensely. A feeling and a thought of admiration for someone, and in opposition, a contrary feeling of revolt and a desire to change the things I observe and want to be different. When you present the people the beauty of an experience, of an idea, of a thought, this has the role of uplifting hearts and making the beauty extend into the minds and souls of other readers. 5. I base my books on beauty that heals and makes us stronger and better. That is why my main characters struggle with themselves to be as good as possible. 5. I must live in the world of my books. Relive again with even greater intensity to revisit in my imagination the place I have seen long ago and where I have lived. In this way, it is as if I want to relive again and a world that has gone, but it has remained a longing in my mind. I am as I am now because I have lived and existed in that world. What you write in a book is a world you carry with you and you wish it would never end. You want to preserve it, make it eternal thought in you want to preserve it, to make it eternal through the book that describe that world. But it is not a world that actually existed because the reality has gone. It is very hard, if not impossible, to reproduce it exactly, and I believe it is not even necessary to do so because it is a world that passes. 7. Everything flows, said Heraclitus. You cannot step into the same river twice. You cannot beat twice in the water of the same world because each world is unique and its own way and remains hidden as if forever from understanding and memory. However, the writer, with what he experienced and reflects upon, put on paper what he has lived in that has passed. He does everything with the desire and hope that he can bring it little by little to the forefront of consciousness in order to understand it better. I reveal another ideas about my books in the second part. Thank you because you listen me, and my books are just a dialogue between me and you, a dialogue between me and this world.